Dim bar, neon hums, rock plays. Two beers sit on the table. One stout, one lager. Scott, early 40s, Scottish accent. Calm but sharp, leans back, arms crossed. I'm telling you, Marcus, the world's gone daft. Everyone shouting, nobody listening. Marcus, late 30s, Florida native, confident, measured, takes a sip of his beer. Or maybe people are finally speaking up and folks just don't like what they're hearing. Scott, aye, that's one way to see it. Or maybe we've traded thinking for yelling. Marcus, and maybe you've confused passion with noise. They stare at each other for a beat. Then Scott smirks. SCOTT. You always come loaded, don't you? Marcus. Only when I know I'm about to argue with a stubborn Scotsman. Scott stubborn? That's rich coming from a man who thinks Florida drivers are pretty decent. Marcus. Hey, don't drag Florida into this. We're talking global issues here. Scott, global issues. Local problems. Same nonsense everywhere. Governments messing things up. People paying the price. Marcus. Yeah, but not all governments are the same. Context matters. History matters. Scott, and accountability matters more. Marcus nods slowly, considering. Marcus fair. But you can't just bulldoze everything and call it fixing it. Scott didn't say bulldoze. I said fix. There's a difference. They pause. The bartender walks by, refills their drinks without asking. Marcus. You know what I respect about you, Scott? Scott. That I'm always right? Marcus. No, that you actually listen. You argue like hell, but you listen. Scott. Same goes for you, mate. You don't just parrot nonsense, you've got reasons. They clink glasses lightly. Marcus. Speaking of reasons. You still planning on that Sturgis trip? Scott. Wouldn't miss it for the world. Been dreaming of that ride since I first touched American soil. Marcus grinning. You and that black Harley Davidson like it's your first love. Scott. She's not my first, but she's definitely my favorite. Marcus. Man, I still don't know how you ride that thing for hours. No back support, no comfort, just vibes and stubbornness. Scott. It's called freedom, Marcus. You should try it sometime. Marcus, I got freedom with suspension. My silver Can-Am Spyder's got comfort, stability, and style. Scott style? It looks like a transformer that gave up halfway. Marcus. And your Harley looks like it's been the same bike since 1945. Scott. That's because perfection doesn't need updating. Marcus. All right. Logistics. We leaving from here or meeting somewhere? Scott. We ride out together. None of this meet you there nonsense. Marcus. Agreed. That's half the point. Scott. We'll take the long route. None of that straight highway boredom. Marcus. Back roads, small towns, good food. I'm in. Scott. And no politics on the road. Marcus raises an eyebrow. That might be the hardest part of the trip. Scott. Aye, but we'll manage. They sit quietly for a moment. The kind of silence that only comes with real friendship. Marcus. You know, on paper, we probably shouldn't even be friends. Scott. Different countries, different backgrounds, different views on just about everything. Marcus. Yeah, but here we are. Scott. Because at the end of the day, respect matters more than agreement. Marcus, and loyalty matters more than being right. Scott. Speak for yourself. I'm still right most of the time. Marcus. Laughs, shaking his head. Man, if that's what helps you sleep. Scott. One more thing. Marcus. What's that? Scott. When we roll into Sturgis, we roll in together. Marcus. Side by side. Scott. No matter what we argue about on the way. Marcus. No matter what. They raise their glasses one last time. Both. To the ride. Fade out. Scott and Marcus are both in their 50s title. Different roads, same ride. Setting. A worn-in local bar. Neon lights buzz softly. A jukebox hums low in the background. Two longtime regulars sit at the same table they've probably claimed for years. Scott, mid 50s. Scottish accent, weathered, sharp eyes, calm presence, leans back, stretching slightly. You ever notice, Marcus, the older we get, the louder the world seems? Marcus, early to mid 50s, Florida native, steady, thoughtful, carries himself with quiet confidence. Chuckles, rubbing his shoulder. Nah, the world ain't louder. We just got less patience for the nonsense. Scott. Aye, that's probably it. Years of listening to bad takes'll do that to a man. Marcus. Smirks funny. I was just thinking the same thing about you. Scott lets out a dry laugh. Scott. Still picking fights after all these years, huh? Marcus. Not fights. Debates. There's a difference. We're too old to be fighting. Scott, speak for yourself. I've got one good scrap left in me. Marcus. Yeah? Your knees agree with that? Scott. My knees don't get a vote. Marcus takes a sip of his drink. So what's got you fired up tonight? Scott. Same as always. Politics. World affairs. People acting like shouting is the same as thinking. Marcus. Or maybe folks are tired of being quiet. Scott. Or maybe they've forgotten how to listen. Marcus. Nods slow. Now that I'll give you. Listening's a dying skill. They sit for a moment. Not tense, just thinking. Scott. You know what I've noticed about us? Marcus. That we're both too stubborn to quit arguing? Scott. That, and the fact we've been doing this for, what, 20 years now? Marcus. At least. Same table. Same arguments. Same 2 drinks. Scott. And not once did it cost us the friendship. Marcus. 'Cause we never made it personal. Scott. Respect. That's the difference. Marcus. Exactly. Scott. Scott. Leans forward. Slightly. All right. Enough solving the world's problems. Let's talk about something that actually matters. Marcus Sturgis. Scott Sturgis. Both of them smile like kids again. Marcus. You still set on riding that black Harley Davidson all the way? Scott. Wouldn't ride anything else. She's carried me this far. She'll carry me there. Marcus. Man, I don't know how you do it. My back would file for divorce. SCOTT. That's because you went soft with that silver Can-Am Spider. Marcus soft? That machine's built for the long haul. Comfort, control, intelligence. Scott. It's got 3 wheels, Marcus. Marcus. And all 3 of them make sense. Scott. You've been justifying that purchase for years. Marcus. All right, old man. What's the plan? We mapping this thing out or just winging it? Scott. Bit of both. We'll head out early. Take the back roads when we can. No rush. Marcus. Good. At our age, rushing just means pulling over more often. Scott. Speak for yourself. I only stop for fuel. Marcus fuel. And stretching your back. Scott. That's preventative maintenance. The bartender drops off another round. They nod in thanks. Marcus. You realize something. Scott. That you're finally admitting I'm right? Marcus. Don't push it. I mean, on paper, we shouldn't have made it this long as friends. Scott. Different worlds. Different upbringings. Different views on nearly everything. Marcus. Yeah, but same values where it counts. Scott. Respect. Loyalty. Honesty. Marcus. And showing up. Scott. Always showing up. They sit in a comfortable silence. Years of history in one quiet moment. Scott. When we roll into Sturgis, Marcus finishes the thought. We roll in together. Scott. Side by side. Marcus. Doesn't matter what we argued about on the way. Scott. Doesn't matter who was right. Marcus. Grins. Well, I will be. But yeah. Scott. Keep dreaming. They raise their glasses slowly. like it actually means something. Both to the ride. Fade out.